today's video is going to be a little different. While this is still going to be an analysis and breakdown video, it's going to have a lot less post-production work. The idea is if it requires less post-production, then even when life gets hectic, I will be able to turn out these videos much more regularly than I would something that requires more effort. This is a solos versus trios game, and we've been lurking outside for a little bit. We've seen no indication of anybody outside, so we go to push up. So as we're pushing up, we see someone on the roof. We take a shot, but we don't get the follow-up. We get the cover just in time to hear them die, which means they either fell or they died to a second team. My vote is on second team. So picking up that kill there, we now know that out of the 6 potential players from the 2 teams that are here, at least 2 of them are dead, meaning there are 4 players on the lookout here. We hear 2 of them moving inside the boss lair, which leaves 2 people unaccounted for still. We need to put some pressure on, so we push into the boss compound. We're going to try to burn this guy on the ground here, that way we can force somebody inside out if he's from their team. Alternatively, if they're from the other team, this could force them to rotate around. As I peek here, I get a really weird visual glitch, which kind of scares me when I take a shot. But seeing this Romero here, the Romero actually would be a much better weapon to take in for this push. The compound's very close quarters, it's all indoors, the Romero's a perfect candidate for this. I'm just stubborn. We hear this Winfield shooting, and it tells me somebody's on the ground, ready to come in that other door. Also, looking around up here, we don't see the body of the chick that got shot, so it's very possible she fell down and potentially got rezzed. I hear that med and I go to look around, try to catch the guy, see if he's outside. I realize he's inside just under me, and I have a much better positioning idea of where everybody's at now. And while we were looking for the guy medding, we also got whizzed from the west, so we know that's where the other team is. Also, as we're reloading before we pick up that lantern, we hear somebody finish off the last of their 5 seconds of dark sight, meaning they're somewhere in the southeast corner. As I look down, I find a lantern. This gives us what we need to burn this man and get some things rolling, but as we return to our spot, we see that there's a guy in the other building on our floor. This really makes staying on the roof a bad idea. At the same time, I hear somebody pushing out on this end here, and I know I can jump on him with fanning. Unfortunately, I whiff horribly, and I take a very greedy play here. Once I whiffed the fanning, I should have jumped down and followed the water back to the side of the compound I knew was safe. Instead, I push in when I know there's somebody in the southeast corner looking, and I go for the kill anyway. I also push in a straight line, and I don't leave left or right. It's a very bad, very greedy play, and I'm honestly lucky it worked out. However, I follow this up with a second immediate misplay. The idea of baiting out shots with shoulder peeking is correct, but I wind up over-peeking, exposing myself before I'm healed, and instead of just baiting the shot to make him stay there, I exposed myself and could have just died for free just because I wasn't paying enough attention to what I was doing. What we did gain with that over-peek though is we confirmed that the skin we're fighting against is a Felis. This is the same skin I tagged in the roof that died to a silencer, so we know that she's going to be weak. I hear someone from the outside team running up, and I decide to play it safe and cancel my reload to 2 shots, which is just enough to fan someone down at close range. But Hunt Showdown is a fully working game, and you can watch as my bullet disappears back out of the chamber anyway. When the guy from the outside stops, I decide that it's time to go get this Felis. We go over to the side to try to bait her to come fight us. She does, we take the shot, and she goes down. Then we close the door in the back, and we try to recompose ourselves, get everything reloaded, and get a plan as to what we're going to do about this team outside. With everything reloaded, we burn our first second of scan to see where they're at. We see they're all pretty grouped together, but we see one is farther out. He could be out on that island area, so we go to try to take a look. We don't see anything and we turn around. We consider jumping off and going around and fighting from the outside, but that's significantly less cover and I don't actually know what weapons these guys have yet. So we go back inside and we stand near the door, we take a scan, and we listen to see what we can find out. I'm trying to piece together their positions by sound. This guy sounds like he's farther back, and I think if he's that far back, he's going to try to peek through this hole by the stairs. So these next few plays happen pretty quickly, and the video ends pretty abruptly, so I'm going to let you guys watch through this next phase first, and then I'm going to go back over it in a replay, and I'm going to run through what happened. It turns out someone peeks the stairs from the other side and I miss my shot. We go back to trade, and I get the follow-up though. I feel like this was a really bad re-peek on his part. I don't think that's a favorable angle for him. I scan after my reload and I see they're going for the res. I push out to try to stop it, but I misplay it pretty badly. I'm being indecisive about pushing out, and then when I do get an opportunity, I miss it completely. Thankfully though, they still continue to go for it, and they give me enough opportunities that I eventually hit one of them. My push out here is also far too sloppy. I shouldn't have pulled the pin on this nade until I was outside of the door and much closer. It caused me to slow down and would have given them a lot of time to collapse on me if they wanted. That guy was flashed and had no chance. This guy was just lost out of position and got caught off guard. Thanks for checking out the video, guys. Please leave any feedback in the comments. Let me know if you like these. I'll try to get more of them out.